Press conference on ending femicide in Nigeria. The girl child, young women, young female adults are endangered in Nigeria. Femicide has become a pandemic and a state of emergency needs to be declared on this often overlooked issue. Victim blaming must end. Femicide, the intentional killing of women and girls because they are female, is a serious crime that is on the rise in Nigeria and is overlooked. It often stems from ongoing patterns of violence against women driven by deep-rooted beliefs that men should have control over women. Globally, femicide is seen as a violation of human rights, with the United Nations reporting that more than 89,000 women and girls were killed. In Nigeria, femicide is often concealed due to societal stigma, fear of retaliation, or shame experienced by the victims' families. Many cases go unreported, leaving families devastated and perpetuating a culture of silence. The imbalance of power between men and women fuels this violence as well, with men feeling entitled to control women, even if it means taking their lives. Some recent cases of the current reality. Paul Jeremiah, a 20-year-old undergraduate, was arrested by the Kogi State Police Command for kidnapping and murdering Damilola, a 19-year-old first-year student at the Federal University of Lafayette. After demanding a ransom of 10 million naira, Jeremiah and his accomplice accepted 400,000 naira, but decided to kill and mutilate her when the ransom was not paid in full. Ayomide Adeleye, a 200-level philosophy student, confessed to the murder of Christiana Idowu, a 300-level student of the Federal University of Agriculture, FUNAB, in Abeokuta. Christiana has been missing for 2 weeks, and her body was only discovered after Adeleye confessed to the 174 Battalion of the Nigerian Army. Justina Nkang was murdered and dismembered by her boyfriend. Damian Okoligwe, a 400-level student of petrochemical engineering at the University of Port Harcourt. The deceased was a 300-level undergraduate student. Till date, no justice. Celine Ududim and Afiba Tando vanished after visiting one Andramechi. They are missing till date. Later on, people discovered the decomposed body of a young woman without a head. Hands or legs suspected to belong to one of the deceased. Till date, the girls are yet to be found, and suspect was reported as shot dead. The girls were last seen at Amechi's residence in Abia State. A mass alleged plot to use a woman for rituals was disrupted after her cries alerted staff in a hotel in Wuse Zone 5 Abuja just last week. A video seen on social media had the girls' hands and legs tied by the perpetrator. These cases are just a few examples of what has happened this year alone, and it reflects growing pattern of gender-based violence and femicide that is becoming more frequent. Way forward, we need to strengthen existing laws that address SGBV and ensure its enforcement. Perpetrators of femicide must face swift and adequate punishment to deter future crimes. Number 2, it is critical to break the silence surrounding femicide. Public education programs that dismantle harmful gender stereotypes and promote gender equality can help reduce the culture of violence. 3, engaging men and boys in conversations about gender equality and non-violence is important in changing the harmful gender norms and perpetrate femicide. Call to action. We urge the government, civil society organizations, parents, religious bodies, traditional and community leaders, and all citizens of Nigeria to unite in the fight against femicide. It could be anybody. It could be your daughter, it could be your niece, it could be your cousin, it could be anybody. Silence is not an option, while women and girls are brutally murdered just like that. So we call on the government to strengthen the laws addressing femicide and ensure they are properly enforced. Media organizations must raise awareness and challenge the harmful social norms that perpetrate this violence, while communities need to remain vigilant, support victims, and hold perpetrators accountable. So men in particular should become allies in promoting gender equality and preventing gender-based violence. What FAME Foundation is doing, at FAME, we are actively raising awareness about the dangers of femicide and advocating for stronger legal protections for women and girls. As you can see, till date, for the past 4 years, I don't think there's anywhere that has been reported that people have been punished for femicide. One of our key initiatives is the advocacy sensitization program, where we run in various IDP camps, selected communities, and schools across Nigeria. Through community outreach and education, we engage both men and women in conversations about gender equality, the value of respectful relationships, and the harmful impact violence has on our families and society as a whole. We work closely with relevant law enforcement and government agencies and other CSOs to ensure that cases of femicide are reported and thoroughly investigated. The Fame Foundation is a safe space for victims, and we are committed to ensuring they receive justice. We take it upon ourselves to support victims through every step of their journey, advocating for their rights and holding perpetrators accountable. To effectively combat femicide, we are undertaking thorough research to gather accurate data on femicide cases in Nigeria. This research will inform our advocacy efforts and help us develop targeted interventions that address the root causes of this violence. The time to act is now. Every woman and girl deserves the right to live free from violence and fear in Nigeria. Together, we can put an end to femicide in Nigeria. Thank you.